always pick the same names. I don't wanna die when it's something breaking straight. I gotta stay alive for my fucking soulmate. You can never understand, it can never be the same.
Oj, tu ni betcha, o millam spillos, melos spillos, oj de baten pravidelos. If you were standing in a ring and heard that particular music, it was probably about to be your ass. For coming your way would be the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. And as his music hits, your skin has chills. You see him walking ever so slow with his eyes to the ground, heading towards the ring. And his entrance would chill you to the friggin' bone. Emelianenko, possibly the greatest MMA fighter of all time in history. Yes, the last emperor. A devastating Russian bear of an MMA heavyweight fighter and champion. Very humble, but on the outset of a fight, he transforms into one of the most devastating, scary fighters to ever fight MMA. The last emperor, Baba Yaga's nightmare. For real. Born on September 28th, 1976, Fedor Vladimirovich Emelianenko was born in Ukraine, then moved to Russia. His mother was a teacher and his father was a welder. At the age of 11, Fedor started participating in Sambo and Judo under Vasily Ivanovich Gavrilov and then under Vladimir Varanov. And though Fedor didn't particularly stand out from his peers initially, his perseverance and hard work began to show its true form. He finished high school in 1991 and graduated with honors from a trade school as an electrician in 1994. 1995 through 1997 saw him serve in the Russian military as a firefighter and then as a member of a tank division near Novgorod. He received the certificate Master of Sport in Judo and Sambo in 1997, joining the Russian national team and winning an international tournament in Kursk that same year. In 2000, due to lack of money, he left the Russian national team and began fighting professionally, entering the world of MMA. He did keep competing in combat Sambo competitions before and during his MMA career, becoming a 7-time national Sambo champion and 4-time world champion in combat Sambo. In 2002, he won gold at the FIS World Combat Sambo Championships and the Russian Combat Sambo National Championships, as well as the WCSF, the World Combat Sambo Championships, for a total of 3 gold medals that year. His many awards and medals, as well as his military medals, are as follows. First Class Order of Peter the Great in 2007, Second Class Order for Merit to the Fatherland in 2007, the First Class Golden Order of the Romanov family of St. Nicholas II in 2010, the Russian Union of Martial Arts 2006 Most Outstanding Victory of the Year Golden Belt Award, and the 2007 Fair Play Glory Award, a 2008 Summer Olympics Russian Torchbearer, the 2014 Winter Olympics Russian Torchbearer, 2009 Russian Athlete of the Year, in 2000 International Master of Sport he received, the Russian Judo Federation 1998 National Champion, 3rd place, 1999 National Champion, 3rd place in Russian Judo Federation, International Judo Federation 1999 Sofia Liberton A-Team Senior Bronze Medalist, and the 1999 Moscow International Tournament Senior Bronze Medalist. 1997, he received Master of Sport, 1998 International Master of Sport, and 2006 Honored Master of Sport. At Combat Sambo Federation of Russia, he was the 1998 Russian Armed Forces Gold Medalist, the 1998 Russian Armed Forces Absolute Silver Medalist, the 2000 Moscow Open Combat Sambo Gold Medalist, 2000 Union of Heroes Cup Combat Sambo gold medalist. 2004 Dagestan Open Sambo combat gold medalist. The Russian Combat Sambo national champion, third place in 1998 and 2000. All-Russian Sambo Federation. He was the Russian Combat Sambo champion in 2002, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2012. In 2008, the President's Cup Combat Sambo gold medalist winner. 1999, the European Combat Sambo Championship gold medalist. In 2003, the WCSF World Combat Sambo Federation Championship gold medalist. The Fédération Internationale Amateur de Sambo, he was the 2002 gold medalist, a 2005 gold medalist, a 2007 gold medalist, and a 2008 bronze medalist. Also, in the FIAS Hall of Fame, he was inducted. In 2010 and 2013, he was Sport Accords World Combat Sambo Games Ambassador. And FightMatrix.com, he was 2005's most noteworthy match against Mirko Cro Cop, and 2004 most noteworthy match versus Antonio Nogueira. Also 2003's most noteworthy match versus Antonio Nogueira, and 2003 Fighter of the Year. Black Belt Magazine, he was 2004's No Holds Barred Fighter of the Year. Wrestling Observer News, he was the 2005 Most Outstanding Fighter. His mixed martial arts accolades are just as impressive as the Sambo accolades. At Bellator MMA, he was heavyweight Grand Prix finalist. At Pride Fighting Championships, he was Pride heavyweight champion, had 3 successful title defenses, was Pride 2004 heavyweight world Grand Prix champion. And Fighter Network Rings, he was the Ring heavyweight champion, Rings openweight champion, Rings 2001 absolute class tournament winner, and Rings 2001 heavyweight title tournament winner. In the World Alliance of Mixed Martial Arts, he was WAMO's heavyweight championship winner. He was Nikon Sports 2012 Mixed Martial Arts MVP, Sports Illustrated Fighter of the Decade in the 2000s, Fight of the Decade versus Mirko Cro Cop. In 2009, he was KO of the Year versus Andrei Arlovsky. MMAfighting.com, he was 2005 Fighter of the Decade, had the 2005 Fight of the Year versus Mirko Cro Cop, 2004 Heavyweight of the Year, and 2003 Heavyweight of the Year. Fight Magazine had him 2000's Fighter of the Decade. CombatPass.com had him 2018's Comeback Fighter of the Year. Belltudo.ru, he was 2000's Fighter of the Decade. Bleacher Report has him in their MMA Hall of Fame. He was 2000's Fighter of the Decade, 2000's Heavyweight of the Decade. He was About.com's 2000's Fighter of the Decade. Yahoo Sports 2000's Fight of the Decade versus Mirko Cro Cop. Sherdog's 2009 KO of the Year and MMA Hall of Fame. Inside MMA's 2009 KO Punch of the Year Brazzie Award. Gage Potato, he was 2009 Fighter of the Year and 2008 Beatdown of the Year. Many fighters and martial artists, including Chuck Norris, Mike Tyson, as well as several major publications, have all named and called Emelianenko the greatest MMA fighter of all time. Even famed refs such as Big John McCarthy have compared Fedor Emelianenko to the likes of Muhammad Ali, Pele, and Wayne Gretzky as the ambassadors of their sport, as well as he was. ESPN, Sherdog, Fight Matrix, as well as others, consider him the greatest MMA heavyweight fighter of all time. The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, is also the longest reigning lineal heavyweight champion of all time. Though he never fought in the UFC, he's defeated 7 former UFC champions, and Dana White says the only fight he regrets never having made was between Fedor and Brock Lesnar when Lesnar was UFC heavyweight champ. Emelianenko's style is the culmination of his martial arts background. One of only a few men ever who had Olympic-level judo skills but can outstrike the best heavyweight kickboxers of his time. Famed MMA legend Bas Rutten had this to say about Fedor: if you give him an arm, he armbars you. If you give him a leg, he leg locks you. If you give him a punch, he knocks you out. For Fedor, Emelianenko is a devastating striker, very heavy-handed, but his punches are extremely quick. Speed and power is the name of his game. From 2000 to 2010, he went over 10 years and 33 fights with only one professional MMA loss, a controversial doctor stoppage after a cut performed after an accidental foul by Tsuyoshi Kosaka when Fedor later TKO'd this fighter in a separate bout. He also went undefeated in dozens of Sambo championships, winning gold in all of them. Fedor's stand-up attack utilizes a Russian hook mixed in with other technical punches and feints, power shots to the body and head, and combined with his smart footwork, he could disrupt even the best scientific fighters with the ability to land many devastating strikes on them and destroy their counters. He was fond of darting in with a left hook or an overhand right, disrupting counterpunches and dropping bombs on his opponent. He also utilizes hip throws to ground his opponents, more at home in the clinch rather than using leg takedowns. But on the mat, his ground and pound is utterly devastating. It is somewhere you do not want to be. Where he brings a unique type of viciousness to his ground and pound. Once he stated his opponent would be ended quickly. No one could weather his quick, powerful blows from the ground and pound position. And surprisingly, he rarely tries to improve his position, rather using dangerous positions to bait his opponent into trying a submission so he can unleash his fearsome strikes. A very unorthodox fighter, damn near impossible to plan for, and he wasn't even a physical specimen. He had an ordinary body, but his stamina was next level. Fedor's MMA record was 40 wins and 7 losses, 60 wins by KO, 15 wins by submission, 9 wins by decision with 1 no contest. He's beaten the likes of Rampage Jackson, Chael Sonnen, Frank Mir, Pedro Rizzo, Tim Silva, Mark Coleman, Mirko Crocop, Rodrigo Nogueira, Kevin Randleman, Gary Goodrich, among others. Emelianenko is a very humble man, stating his driving force for winning was years of hardly having anything to eat. And he saw every opponent as a man trying to send him back to that poverty, so that man had to be eliminated. His state of mind before a fight, he said, was, when I walk into a fight, I think of nothing. I collect myself and concentrate. I feel no emotions, no anger, fear, or compassion. I don't emotionalize. During a fight, he says his senses seem to dim, and he feels no pain. You can see it in his stare downs at center ring before his fights. As he faces his opponent, he doesn't look at them. He looks down, but his expression of his body is so relaxed, calm, like he's going to the grocery store. But when they separate and they're told to go to their corners, watch him. He gives his opponent a quick look, or rather, he seems to look through his opponent. Something similar to how a psychopath looks at a victim. Emotionless stare through his opponent. Many opponents who caught that stare suddenly felt the urge to not want to be in the situation and where they're at that time. Vanderlei Silva's stare says this is going to hurt. Fedor's stare says you may die. Fedor Emelianenko also trains with his younger brother Ivan, who also competes in combat sambo. His famed entrances to fights and his few entrance songs were epic to see and hear. It deepened the mystique and the doom that he was about to unleash on his opponent, a calm before the storm. Chael Sonnen said that Emelianenko hit him with missiles, just pure missiles. He'd knock Sonnen down, Sonnen would get back up and get knocked down again. And Sonnen said he must be a very fast fighter because Sonnen did say this: I never saw those missiles coming. Never once did I see any of those missiles. Now, Rampage Jackson considers him his favorite fighter, and he has this to say about him, that Emelianenko was the hardest hit that Rampage Jackson ever took. He never saw the punch that knocked him down. And even with his fight with Kevin Randleman, when Randleman dumped him directly on his head and neck, his facial expression never changed, and he ended up still winning that fight, did Fedor Emelianenko. The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, in my opinion, one of the greatest MMA fighter of all time, as many others think the same as I do. Tell me your opinion. I'm Big Duke 6, and this is my Legends of MMA. The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Please subscribe, hit the noti bell, like, comment. I'd appreciate it very much. Me and my friends here at CoolKegs Productions would very much appreciate your support so we can bring you much more content. And thank you for listening. I'm Big Duke 6 from CoolKegs Productions. Until next time, be safe, be strong.